Hey, welcome to another video on Expected Value Lotto, where we look at US scratch tickets and their expected values. And in this video, we're looking at the new California Lottery $5 Deuce's Wild Poker. This is part of the January 2024 series of tickets coming out in California, and I believe this ticket just came out yesterday. So, yeah, brand new ticket here. This is not your typical number match game. This is actually poker, and yeah, I think the gameplay at least looks fun. You are going to have to know about poker and which hand beats which hand, but you have 6 hands that you're playing, and you are trying to beat the dealer's hand. And if you can beat the dealer's hand, you win the prize for that hand. It looks like a 2 symbol automatically wins the hand, so that's you're looking for that 2. Then you have a bonus chip here that you can scratch to multiply your winnings, and then you have the fast 50 chip over here, where if you find that 50 symbol, you win an instant $50. Now here on this page, we're looking at the prize structure and odds that the California Lottery put out on this game. Overall odds are 1 in 3.62, and cash odds are 1 in 5.31. It looks like you can win anywhere from $5 to $75,000. Now that does stand out quite a bit. I'm used to seeing on a $5 ticket, at least 300,000, probably more like 500,000. And in some states, they give $1 million prizes on $5 tickets. And so, yeah, I mean, $75,000, that is just such a weak top prize. And the odds are worse than 1 in a million to hit it. There's no way I would ever wager $5 to win a $75,000 top prize at odds of 1 in a million. It's just not going to happen for me. I mean, I don't understand why the California Lottery put that top prize so cheap. But anyways, we do need to talk about taxes. So in California, for any prize over $5,000, they're automatically going to take out 24% in taxes. I don't view that tax money as part of the value of the game, and so that is going to affect how I view this top prize. So it's not even $75,000 that you're walking away with. Instead, I'm going to view this top prize as $57,000. So yeah, I mean, it's just a really pathetic, just measly top prize. I can't believe that the California Lottery did that. Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at what you're wagering, the top prize that you can win, and the odds that you're playing against. I mean, $5 for a $57,000 top prize at odds of 1 in 1.2 million doesn't make sense at all. So, anyways, with that adjusted prize amount here at the top, when you run the numbers on this game, you find out that the payout comes in between 69 and 70%. So, this does not meet the 70% minimum that we look for all tickets. States can make plenty of money in that 70% range. And so for California to put out a $5 ticket at 69% value, yeah, it's just too low. I wouldn't play it. I would never play a ticket where the payout is less than 70%. And this applies to this one. Even though it does seem like a fun game, I wouldn't waste my money on it. So the other thing we do need to mention about this payout is that it does include all of the top prizes and upper mid-tier prizes, which not many people are going to be winning, which means very few people are going to see 69% payout on this game. And so what we really want to know now is, what's the payout going to be for the average person with average luck who may not be winning those top prizes? And in order to figure that out, we're going to subtract out the value of the top 1% of prizes, recalculate, and see what that new payout number is going to be. So looking back here at the prize structure, the separation between the top 1% and bottom 99% of prizes happens here at the $100 prize level. So if you're just an average person with average luck and you're playing this game, when you do win, you're going to expect to see a prize somewhere between $5 and $100. Now there at the $100 prize level, there's a split. It's about 20-80. And so way less than half, 20% of these $100 prizes are going to fall here in the bottom 99% and be available to average folks. The other 80%, the large majority, are going to be included here in the top 1% of prizes. Now, top 1% prizes are really, really hard to hit. If you want to know the odds, look at the overall odds, move that decimal point 2 spaces to the right, and it's about 1 in every 362 tickets that would have a top 1% prize in it. So, you're in way over $1,500 before you would expect to see even one of these top 1% prizes. So that's important to note if you are thinking about playing this game. So because so few people are going to be winning these top 1% prizes, we're going to take the value of all of these, subtract it from that payout number you saw before, and that's going to leave us with the payout of just the bottom 99% of prizes, where 99% of people are going to be playing this game. And when we do that, we find out that the payout of the bottom 99% of prizes comes in between 58 and 59%. This also is too low. It doesn't reach the minimum 60% payout that we look for. And just because a ticket has a bottom 99% payout below 60% doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad ticket. This one is, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means it's a more of a high roller ticket, and that 99% of people are just going to be losing their money crazy fast. And I don't personally, I don't play tickets where the bottom 99% payout is less than 60%, just because I don't like losing my money so fast. To me, that's not fun. And if I am going to get upset or angry or whatever, frustrated, if I'm playing a ticket, I'm not going to play it. And so I just don't think the California lottery has done its job on this ticket. I mean, the job of the lottery is to entice you to play. And it's just not enticing. I'm not enticed by the top prize. I'm not enticed by the payout. I'm not enticed by this bottom 99% payout number. The only reason maybe that I would, have any desire to play is just because the gameplay is different and maybe a little bit fun, but that wouldn't push me over the edge of playing this game. Now here on this page, we're tracking the increases and decreases in California $5 tickets. The Deuce Wild Poker data point is all the way over here on the right. So you can see there was quite a big drop in value from the previous $5 ticket, the Lotteria Extra. And yeah, I mean, anytime you see a dip in value like this, I always advise don't play the ticket, because every purchase you make is communicating to your state lottery that you approve of the ticket that you're buying. And what you want to communicate in a situation like this is that you don't deserve to see dips in value like this on your scratch tickets. You don't like to see it, and you're not going to play the tickets when they do that. And that's the only way you're going to get the values of your tickets to go up where they need to be. Now, up here at the top, if you are playing $5 tickets in California, I don't really recommend it. There's only a couple that are over that 70% minimum, and even that's too low really for a $5 ticket, which we'll see here in a minute. So I don't recommend playing $5 tickets in California at all. But if you are playing them for some reason, up here in green, you see the best ticket in every category. So if you're playing for overall value, the $500 loaded ticket has the highest payout that we've seen since we started the channel. If you're playing for odds, Lotteria Extra has the best odds that we've seen. If you are a more conservative player and you like to hang on to as much of your money as you can, actually this Deuce's Wild Poker has the best value for the bottom 99% payout. So it's going to feel like a friendlier ticket than a lot of these other tickets, but none of these numbers are good. None of them reach the minimum 60% that we look for. So, keep that in mind. And then if you're more of a high roller and you like to win a little bit more money when you are lucky enough to hit in the top 1%, the $500 loaded would also be the ticket that you would be looking at. And then over here on the right, we are keeping track of top prizes if you're interested in that as well. Now here on this page, we are ranking California $5 tickets based on overall payout. Let's see, Deuce's Wild Poker is the fourth best $5 ticket we've seen come out of California since starting the channel. So you do have some better options out there rather than this one. Here on this page, we are ranking the bottom 99% payout from $5 tickets in California, and Deuce's Wild Poker, like we said before, has the highest payout for the average person. So it's still too low, but that is the best one that you're going to get, unfortunately. Now here on this page, we get to compare $5 tickets across the 6 states that we're looking at on this channel right now. Deuce's Wild Poker, it's the 28th best $5 ticket that we've seen come out of the 6 states we're looking at. So, there are a couple states that don't even appear on this page, Texas and New York. Their $5 tickets are just horrendous. California is kind of competitive with what Florida's doing, but then, not really competitive with what Georgia and Massachusetts are doing. And I really like to look at the Massachusetts $5 tickets, because Massachusetts is the only state that puts out $5 tickets where the value should be 76%. Around that area right there. That's where $5 tickets should be. I hate the $5 ticket category, because every other state just like rips people off. They just steal money blind, or they steal their customers blind, with these $5 tickets. States know that $5 is a convenient price point, and they know that people are buying these tickets kind of in the dark, blindly, not knowing what the payouts are. And states completely take advantage of people with $5 tickets, and California's doing that with the Deuce's Wild Poker ticket and all the other $5 tickets that they put out. But what we really want to do here on this page is look up at the top of the list. We had a really good $5 ticket come out of Georgia recently, had 77% payout. And so we're going to ask the same question in every video. If Georgia can put out a $5 ticket at 77% payout and make plenty of money doing it, then why in the world is California putting out $5 tickets at 69% payout? That is an 8 percentage point difference, and that is a huge amount of money when you consider how much money goes into making just one of these games. So one scratch game can easily have 10 million tickets that make up the entire game. 10 million times the $5 price tag, that's $50 million for just one game. And 8% of 50 million is $4 million that the Georgia Lottery was able to give its players on this game, that the California Lottery is basically stealing from its players on the Deuce's Wild Poker ticket. And I say stealing because, California is not disclosing the payout of these games. And if you're not disclosing, if you're not transparent, you're hiding something. And if you're hiding something, you know that you're doing something sketchy or probably even wrong. And yeah, I mean, they're basically stealing your money with this ticket. $4 million is enough to ask questions about. To me, it's enough to, kind of be upset about. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't be playing this ticket or any other $5 ticket from California. Now here on this page, we are comparing the bottom 99% payout. Let's see. 58% was good enough to make this list. So this is the 30th best ticket for the average player. Again, these are not good numbers. It gets about average once we get up to place 21 here. So 21 and above, this is where, I would be playing if I were playing $5 tickets, which I don't, because I live in Georgia and they rip people off on $5 tickets too, with the exception of that one that we talked about earlier. Now here on this page, this gives a little bit more context for how bad this Deuce's Wild Poker's payout is. Recently in Georgia, we had a $2 ticket come out. It had 75% payout. That's way, way, way more payout percentage than the Deuce's Wild Poker ticket. It's embarrassing for California, and they should be ashamed of putting this ticket out with this low of a payout. Additionally, in Georgia, the best $3 ticket we've seen on the channel so far came out of Georgia, 71% payout. So, again, a way higher payout than the Deuce's Wild Poker. You should never have a more expensive ticket with less payout than a cheaper ticket from any state. It doesn't matter if it's across state borders or what. It should just never happen. Any $5 ticket should beat any $2 ticket in any state as far as payout goes. And so again, California should be embarrassed and ashamed of putting this ticket out. They're totally ripping off their customers with this. Now here on this page, these are the top 36 tickets we've looked at on the channel so far. So are there any $5 tickets? There is at least one. There's two. So there's a couple $5 tickets on this list. So it is possible, if California could get its act together and respect its customers enough to give them a decent ticket, they could also be on this list. So we'll look for that to happen. Here on this page, these are the top 36 tickets based on the bottom 99% payout. So these are the friendliest tickets to the average player. And again, we have a $5 ticket that tops this list. So again, it is possible for $5 tickets to make this list as well. So that's about it for the California Lottery $5 Deuce's Wild Poker. While it does look like a fun ticket, I wouldn't touch it. The payout's just way too low. The value dropped pretty drastically from the previous $5 ticket. It's not competitive with what some of the other states are doing, and it's basically just a huge ripoff. So yeah, I advise don't play this ticket. Leave it on the shelf. Communicate to your lottery that you deserve better tickets than this. But that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.